everybody. Yeah, Tiffany, we are in our first episode of is it an episode? What is this?
I guess it's an intro episode. Yeah.
Okay. It's our first episode, and you guys are like, who are you and what are you talking about? We have a new show called Two Poli-Chics. We are two girls that love to talk about politics. So this is called Two Poli-Chics. I'm Cindy, and this is
Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany. So, guys, we decided to do this. I don't want to call it a show. It's a discussion kind of podcast, I guess, maybe, about politics, because Tiffany and I have known each other probably almost 25 years now, and we've always talked, debated, shared ideas, discussed things. And so just in this last year or so, we all know what's happening in 2020 with our elections and with our understanding of politics. And so we were like, let's just do a show on it. So that's why we got Two Poli-Chics. We are two chicks that like to talk poly. So Tiffany, who are you and why should you be talking to me about politics?
Well, I mean, I have a love for politics, all things politics. And it started when I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. Like, I remember, for some reason, I would remember my cousin Jerome. I was reading under a table. I was reading, you should become an attorney. And I was always like the argumentative, reading type of person. And that was the first time I realized that I could, go into some type of law or something like that. And of course, law and politics, they're mixed, they're like interwoven into each other. So what I decided I wanted to do was become an attorney. I wanted to do something within the criminal justice field, and I wanted to go into law. Right. But somewhere along my path, I stopped that law, I guess the law track, because as an attorney, as a criminal justice attorney or a criminal law attorney, I just couldn't fathom either putting the wrong person away or defending the wrong person. And that was something that my heart couldn't. And so what I did was I still went to, of course, we went to John Jay together. And
right.
Justice, you were in government. And it's something that I've always loved. Everyone that knows me knows I love debating and talking about politics. What I did was I went in, I got criminal justice, and I continuously keep up with politics, because what people don't realize is that politics affects your everyday life. From the time you go shopping to the time you go to vote, it affects your everyday life. So that's something that we don't realize, that every single day we're dealing in politics. It's a political,
it's a machine
in your everyday life. Buying food, everything. So that's kind of like how I got involved in with my love for politics. So it all started with reading under the table. Why was I under the table reading? I have no idea. But it all started with that bug in my ear from my cousin Jerome, all the way to college. And even now, I'm working with the IRS. We're enforcing the tax law, so it's still and sometimes criminals too. But so it's still justice law scheme.
Sometimes who knows the difference between the two?
I'm not going to speak on that.
You ain't retired yet.
My lips are sealed. But we do see the correlation between the tax law and prison. I mean, you have Wesley Snipes, you have Al Capone, you have a few others that may be heading down that road. So you just never know. So it's just interesting, and I love it. So I know we went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice together. Yeah. You graduated before me. So what made you have or develop the love of politics in your opinion?
I don't have that memory you have, of being younger, because we've talked about this before. I really didn't. I always had the personality for it. I always have an opinion about something. Kind of lawyery, likes documents. But as a kid, I know I struggled with reading comprehension, so I didn't really like reading through things like you, like that. my early memories of politics is when we were in college together, and I only went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice because I had like, I don't know, maybe 10 credits left. I had left my original college, BMCC Community College, and I needed like, let's say four classes to get my degree. And I was like, I'm not gonna go to a community college and finish that there, and they can't really take me anywhere because it was only a 2-year college. So then me and you, so you were like, I'm gonna go to John Jay, I like criminal justice. And I was like, okay, I'll go. But then when I started taking those government classes, constitutional law, and understanding politics of like Germany, and I think we studied like Germany, Brazil, I really became fascinated with the idea of politics. I mean, what is politics? It's really Greek for, politikos is really the city. So it's really the study of the city and people. That's why you see Greek words like metropolis. Polis is really a city. So when I study political affairs and governing people and how decisions are really made, that's really what politics is. How decisions are made. I became like fascinated with it, and then like you said, law is definitely attached to it. So I got my bachelor's in poli-sci, and that really was community leadership and government. So I understood the Constitution after, how our government was formed, early government from colonial times, from British rule, all that stuff. And then I went on to get my master's in education and then educational leadership. So the two for me got together because I started teaching social studies. Okay. And becoming a social studies and math and English teacher, I really had to learn more about how the government is run in terms of education, how these decisions are made in terms of education. So it all went together for me. And then like you, my attempts at law school, we may even have a whole podcast on the disappointments of not getting into law school. I mean, I think now it's their loss, but in the day, back then, I really wanted to get in and I just couldn't. It was politics around that too. Didn't work out, but I think I wound up on a good path. And so we both wound up on these paths of love of politics, but also love of opinion and ideas, So I think that this is going to be a great show. It will be somewhere we don't have to keep texting angrily, like, what is this? What's happening? Did you see this? So I think this is going to be great. I think everybody's going to be learning something, which is our goal, to learn. What's your goal here?
Well, I think, like you said, learning, exploring, having a discussion, Q&A, getting a wide variety of opinion. I mean, we're going to talk about everything from the census to, let's see, the Bill of Rights, from everything from life and death planning, let's say, to what else? The electoral college.
Understanding divorce, understanding estate planning, like you said, electoral college, and understanding that elections and politics is not just the president. Yeah. It's not about the president, but it's our local, our local leaders is really who affect our life. Who decided the zoning? Who decided where the parking laws are? Who decides those things? And that's really what we don't, as a people, I feel, understand.
Yep. I agree. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll have our first topic coming up soon.
I'm so excited, Tiff. All right, bye guys.
Bye.